My name is Camilla. You've seen me all day running around. I'm from InnoMaker Partners, and I couldn't wait this panel to start for various reasons. As a startup ecosystem enthusiast, I really want to hear what my distinguished guests has to say about this event and about the idea behind it. And as the organizer and the event manager, I waited all day for this fireside chat so I can sit down for the first time since 5 a.m. because I'm running around since 5 a.m. here, so I am very happy that we are here. And I know it is the last panel of this exciting, but let's face it, very long program. So we will try our best to give a very strong closure, so let's go. As Kata already mentioned, I have on stage Barbara Verő from Future Proof Consulting, Tunya Irkat from 500 VC, Péter Csillag from Humban, and Imre Hilt from Obuda Univenture Capital. Please introduce yourself shortly, but only Barbara and Péter, since you are the ones who weren't on stage today yet and didn't have this opportunity. So please, a very short introduction. The other ones are already well known on this stage. Barbara, please start.
Okay, I'm happy to start. And basically, we sit together on so many panels that we could even introduce ourselves with Peter. But okay, so I also wear several hats, as almost all the ecosystem builders. So on one side, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Future Proof Consulting, together with Patricia, who's sitting there. And I'm also a happy member of the Humban family as an angel investor.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes, hello. I'm Péter Csillag, one of the founders of Star Schema, which was or still it is a data technology company in Hungary, which we have sold last year. And yeah, we are sitting in so many panels together. Once I promised to Barbie that I will tattoo her name on my body, but it's
now that's official now, okay?
Yeah,
yes, you said it on stage.
It's still only a promise.
I hope it was recorded.
Yes, it is recorded, and I think we can say that if you are a happy member of the Humban family, then Peter is the happy father of that family.
Yeah, this kind of relationship you can reveal, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a typical father figure.
Yes, of course you are. So, after this short introduction, Imre and Tunya were already here, so you know them. I would like you to speak about this event's main cause. That we are here to build the ecosystem, and I would like you to give your opinion about ecosystem building very shortly, and I really would like you to speak with each other and just speak very fluently. So I would like to hear you saying things that this event changed your view on something or affirmed something. What was the most memorable speech or saying that you heard today? Was there something you disagree with? Unpopular opinion is more than welcome. So please, you didn't speak yet on this stage, so Imre or Tunya, please start.
Thank you. So of course, especially in early stages, I think there is a lot of room to grow. So I think Toka Portal is doing a great job in kickstarting things about that. So I'm definitely willing to support these kind of events, to meet with the ecosystem from different parts of the ecosystem, people from the different parts of the ecosystem in any kind of businesses, to understand how can we support them, what kind of synergies we can build together. So I think this event is pretty beneficial for that, and I hope to see more of these.
Thank you.
I think that this event can be the beginning of something. Finally,
beautiful friendship.
Beautiful friendships. Yeah, I think that finally we came together as an ecosystem without any kind of public intervention. Nobody had to organize it for us. We organized it for ourselves, which is a first, actually. So it's not just one person's idea who is funded and then puts on an event like this, or an agency that actually wants to create an event in competition to the real ecosystems event, which actually happened. So I think this can be the beginning of something good. I think that we have to keep in mind that the early stage Hungarian investments are at an all-time low, very, very low even compared to the surrounding countries. And I think that it's also an opportunity that not too many startups made mistakes in the last year and a half. And I think that going forward, we have to keep in mind that they should be on the right track. So they should be able to speak the international VC or international startup language. And I think that if you've been to Vienna or Prague or Berlin or London, you know what I'm talking about. So that kind of language, that kind of flow, that kind of confidence, that kind of market understanding has to be there. So I think we have to move on from kind of this kindergarten kind of projects, and we have to actually do real meaningful stuff. And I think that there are some really good examples. Peter's Starkima is one of them, and obviously all the other big names, you know, Bitrise and all the others. So I think that those are the kind of examples that we have to follow. I mean, we have to point to them, the real examples. I was once, and this is my last sentence on this one, so I'm gonna shut up. But you know, I was part of one ecosystem meeting a while ago in Frankfurt in Germany. 25 cities were represented from obviously 25 corners of the world, from Seoul to Manchester, from Sao Paulo to Budapest. And there was one really strong key takeaway. Actually, there were three. Number one, in every ecosystem that was really working well, they were kind of holding their examples up. The success, they actually highlighted the success and they celebrated success. Number two, the public actually behaved, I mean the public service behaved like public service, so they created kind of a playground and they let the players play. And number three, there were international players, more meaningfully international franchises like Techstars, like Mindspace, like you know, Startup Bootcamp, because those are the markers that investors and all the big players are looking for when they look at the map and they see that in Hungary or in Prague, in Vienna, or in all the other major cities, how the thing is playing out. Honestly, it doesn't look like something going on here. I mean, there are some beginning, you know, signals. I like to call it like the Hungarian goulash. You know, all the ingredients are in the kettle, but it's still boiling. You know, it's still not goulash soup. So I think that there are all these good ingredients, and I think what we have to focus on is communication and trust, where it's due.
Thank you, Barbie.
Just to build on that, coming back to your original question, what I really love the richness of the program and the content. So I think that was far the richest this year, and thanks for all the organizers. And let me come back to the other question that, okay, whether I disagree with something, let me be a bit selfish that we still hear that everybody is talking about investing into the team and developing the team, but not in a very professional way or perspective. So I would really encourage everybody to use the tools. We are happy to support you. But it's still, I think, a huge issue that most of the VCs are investing into the team, but not, you know, checking the team in a professional way. And also during the portfolio management stage, they really do not really look at the development of the leaders. So that was one point from my side where I do not really agree. On the other side, I think what we miss in most of the cases after this kind of conference is that it is not really actionable. So what would we do differently from tomorrow based on this experience? And I think if you just, you know, raise somebody, or if you just encourage somebody to do something differently, I think now we are really advancing. So I would really appreciate that if you could, you know, highlight the importance of a given topic and then maybe highlight a person who can give, I don't know, advice on that topic. So please do that. So if you do something else from today, then maybe that could be something.
I will be the negative guy. Yeah, as usually. Of course, I will make it so loud. I know all you are waiting for the dinner, so it will be as long as possible. Okay, my negative comment that what we really miss here from the ecosystem is education. I see lots of faces from the Hungarian universities, and I'm happy that you are here. That's great. But we don't have the primary and secondary education here present. And actually, as I'm a former founder and CEO of a company, I can tell you that it's very, very difficult to recruit those guys who can work from the day one because they are not well educated in Hungary. So Hungarian people, when they arrive at companies, at least it was at my company, they will not work as effectively as possible in the first 2 or 3 years because the Hungarian primary and secondary education it's not preparing them for that. And actually they will learn lots of things, crucial things at their first job. So I would like to have primary and secondary education representatives here and answer me the question, how will they do their job better? Of course, I know that they have difficult job to do, but I would like to see much more people coming from these institutions, going to the universities and learning as much and coming as good, as well prepared as possible, arrive to my companies.
That is very true. All that you said and noted. Because we would like to make this event a brand and organize this ecosystem building events more and more. So your notes are very, very welcomed, and we will encourage people to do this and come on stage like more different ways than you suggested. And I was also sorry, I am very tired. I would like to ask you that if you can name the most memorable speech or saying that you heard today, what was that key takeaway that you will definitely bring home from here?
Okay, now I'm going to be the negative one. Or something that really struck me when I think when Tal said that when looking at the Lithuanian ecosystem in 2016 or 17, it was an ecosystem that people were leaving. It was dying, and well, I don't know that many people who are coming here either. So I see people leaving, and I guess that's something that we really have to be mindful of. That we have to stop that somehow, or we have to actually become, as the Budapest ecosystem or Hungarian ecosystem, attractive enough. Give them a reason to come here, because all the major ecosystems are strong because there is a constant influx of talent. And I just realized that we don't have that much influx as we should. And so relying on only calling back people from their international career may be a good proxy, may be a good replacement, but at the end of the day, we have to stop this bleeding, which may be one of the reasons why we need extra effort as a community to build up.
Happy to continue, because I also wanted to highlight Tal's presentation. We had the opportunity to visit Tel Aviv in February, thanks also to Imre, who invited us. And we were really impressed by the maturity of the ecosystem and the structure, how it is built up. And Tal just highlighted again the prerequisites of a sustainable ecosystem. And basically, we had to realize that we do not have any of them. Not even the global scale, not even the diversity, not even the kind of support. So I think we have a lot to do here. So if we had to rely on those prerequisites, I would not be very positive. So what could we do differently? Rely on the personal connections, rely on really these kind of discussions, these kind of networking events, where we could build up a kind of a bottom-up ecosystem instead of a top-down one. So for me, that was, thanks, Tal, for the inspiring presentation.
You're very popular today, seems like.
We had amazing food in Tel Aviv, so.
Nice. Peter?
Yeah. Okay, Tal will be the second. Tal for president, actually. It was really good. But I would like to emphasize Tunya's presentation. Very good. Actually, all the presentations and all the roundtables and everything which was about the stock market. It was so heavy digestible. So I would like to recommend you guys just find out at least some jokes about the Hungarian stock market, because otherwise, you know, people will cry at the end of the day. I don't know, was it too heavy opinion? No.
I don't think so.
Okay, okay. So that's from my side. Dunya, your turn.
Unfortunately, I am not able to answer this question.
Tell me.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
Can I add something?
Of course.
Because it was a long day, but still two things, struck me. One of them in that expo room, where the small teams or the currently, I think Tőke Portal teams were showing their wares. And I'm not going to name which one, but I was standing at one of them, and we were talking about, obviously, money that the entrepreneur wants to be invested in his company. And I'm like, what do you want to use the money for? It turns out that the product is ready, everything is ready, the website is ready, and some distributors are already working with the product. No sales for half a year, no sales. And I'm like, well, why didn't you put it on Amazon? Well, I could, I guess, but it's not. Well, that's what I want. That's why I want the money, so that someone will do it. I'm like, well, honest to God, really, if your life depended on it, would you do it this weekend? Yeah, of course. Then why not? Why do you need someone's money going to really awful compromises? Investing, in my book, is not a fun process. And it's not, at the end, it's very, very rare that we all love each other, and sometimes it's, it's troubling. The time can be, difficult. So that's the kind of chutzpah, that's the kind of effort that I miss in many deals. They could do it, but it's so much easier if somebody pays for it. And that's why I always say that Budapest is a comfort zone, and that's kind of like pushing down or like almost like deflating a lot of the efforts, because it's so easy to get some money or so easy to get some kind of a support and then kind of sail along, instead of saying, this is the only way that I can move forward, and I will do it on my own terms 100%. Because if somebody is standing behind you and watching over your shoulder what you're doing, you will always have it at the back of your mind that you're not going to be as free as before. So that would be my advice to entrepreneurs, to go free of investment as long as possible, so that you really know what you're doing and you really know how free you are. And once you actually can accept someone's oversight or someone's kind of say in your process, that's fine. But very, very very much in the beginning, I think that's just not good business for any of you.
Do you have any saying to that?
I can add up to Imre's point. I think investment is the most expensive way of financing your business. Although there's a saying that someone else's money is the cheapest, it's actually in this context it's not true, because you are giving away equity, which is actually potentially in the future it's much more expensive than the money itself. So and you kind of have a lot of more responsibility to respond to an outside partner probably. And yeah, this is why it's the most expensive, and I don't think everyone has a grasp of it like this. So yeah, it's true.
I think we can take this advice very seriously, given that it's coming from VCs whose main goal is to invest in companies, and even they say that be careful with investment. Then I think it's something.
It could be that they just really think very, very short term. So they just would like to solve day-to-day issues, and then they are happy, but they do not really think about the long term, that, okay, what about an exit and what they win or what they lose. But I think that's a kind of a general challenge, that we are very, very short-term thinkers, and that's, lacking strategic thinking, all this kind of thing. But
Yes, it's a very good point. I think everyone who ever been an entrepreneur can say that it is very hard, and it is very hard living day to day in the beginning when you have no money. But I totally agree with you. In the beginning, giving away your freedom is is worse than living day by day. So
In that case, you could even be an employee.
yes, yes, exactly. I would also like to hear your opinion about a little bit more your role as an ecosystem builder, because you all here working in a startup ecosystem, at least the three of that part of the stage, for quite a long time in the ecosystem, and I think Tunja, you have a great role as 500 VC has a big role in the ecosystems. So I would like to hear more what you think your personal mission, your personal goal is in this ecosystem.
I can start if it's okay.
Of course.
So I think it's been a year or so since I started traveling to Budapest, and I think 5-6 months since I moved like officially. Our main goal is to just make people of the ecosystem understand what we are looking for. And like it's been very mesmerizing over the past year. We've seen a lot of prospects. We've invested in 2 Hungarian companies. We're really proud of that. We're very excited, and we're still looking to actively invest even more. But the thing that mesmerized me the most was the technical talent here. Like, it's super valuable, and there are success stories like Banzai Cloud, Balabit, and Bitrise, Xeon, like the countless number of success stories from small to large, and talent emerging from these companies. They have started to found their own companies. We have invested in Axoflow, for example, from actually founded by Balabit's co-founder, and also there were a few people from Cisco, which actually acquired Banzai Cloud. And I think we will see a lot more of these stories in the future. So I think our biggest target is to reach out to these talent, as I mentioned before in this stage, as early as possible. So we would like to help them build maybe a little bit faster by understanding what we are looking for, so that they can, actually make the right move as soon as possible for fundraising, to take risks. And yeah, we are still looking for driven, motivated founders to invest.
I think there are plenty of motivated founders who are looking for invest in Hungary, so I think that's a good goal.
I have my own. Okay, so basically, we all agree that we have great technical talents, but we do not have great leaders. So we're specifically focusing on the second part, having great leaders here in Hungary as well, who can scale up businesses internationally. And we also here to emphasize the importance of the human capital aspect before the investment and after the investment. So I think it is really, really underrepresented, this topic. On the other side, I still remember one of the first discussions what we had when we entered the ecosystem, that Imre mentioned that, yes, you should start by giving back. And I think it's still, it's there in my mind that as soon as you start doing something in the ecosystem, you should start giving back. And how we give back, we make a lot of connections, and we support the startups, by really having the right network, and, from whom they can also learn. So I think it's really key that you connect the right people with the right network.
Okay, on my side, actually, I'm in a dual role in this ecosystem. One is being an exited founder. I think one of the key tasks and the responsibilities we have is really giving back and sharing the knowledge. Giving back it can be investment as well, but I believe it's really, really important to share the knowledge what we actually very hardly learned over the years when we run our companies. We have a couple of guys like Saka, but also we had Jared here today. So a couple of guys already existing in this local market, in this ecosystem, who can really share not, theories, but practical knowledge and experiences. That's one important thing. The other is being a Hamban member and leader of the Hamban organization. Yeah, we are kind of marketplace, so we bring together the local early stage startups and those investors who believe them and who want to invest them. Potentially the very early, very first checks and very first tickets we provide the angels on the Hungarian ecosystem. So that's, I believe, a pretty important thing to do.
I think that giving back is pretty much, I think it's a very good closing word. A long time ago, I was privileged that somebody helped me. And that was actually the first time ever that somebody who didn't really know me and wasn't really related to me decided to help me, just because they thought that I would deserve it. I was obviously much younger. I was 27, I think. And so this lady, later she became my wife, but that's a different story. So maybe that's why she helped me, I don't know. But she helped me, and I was stunned. And then so she helped me to get into university, at least, to get into that process. And then the university accepted me without seeing me and gave me a $170,000 scholarship. And I was stunned. I thought that this cannot happen. This is like a dream come true. And I think something kind of flipped in me. And I said, I want others to feel this. Well, something similar to this. Like something when somebody's looking at you and looking for advice, looking for some kind of a hint, please, which way to go. And I tell them, well, okay, I'm going to connect you with this CEO. And they're like, what do I have to do for that? I'm like, well, just let me know how it went, whether you guys hit it off really well. And so I have to tell you, and I haven't spoken about this in the last 20 years, but if all you do, I'm serious, if all you do is help other people, you will have so many opportunities that you don't know what to do with it. But not the next day, not 3 days from then, but probably 2 or 3 years down the road. People start to call you. People start to say, hey, this is what happened to me. Now I want you to meet this and this and this team. We opened OUVC, Obuda Uni Venture Capital, 6 weeks ago. I already have 110 companies in my pipeline. We haven't advertised. People call me. It's like, well, I think this one you should see. I didn't ask them to give me this kind of a tip, but it really makes me, obviously it's a personality issue, it makes me feel very good that they just pick up the phone and say, even some of my competitors that I don't really consider my friend, he called me. He's like, I really appreciate what you do, and I think you should see this team. And I'm like, wow, this is the only guy I never helped, so I'm going to help him now, help him too. So I'm going to give him some, I don't know, some leads or whatever. But I think the bottom line is that if you have this kind of an attitude, I didn't know I'd had that before when I had this experience. But if you have this kind of attitude, it's magic. Things keep coming to you, and after a time you don't know what to do with it. There are so many opportunities because people, at the end of the day, they want to reciprocate. Not the next week, not the next month, 3 years, 5 years, some of them 10 years later. And sometimes they really do a very good job at reciprocating.
I think it's really heartwarming, and I feel personally very, very touched by what you said, because, I got into this ecosystem not so long ago, like 3 years ago, and you all welcomed me like this way, what you just mentioned. And that is the opportunity that I got to be here because you were so open and you just helped for nothing, and that made me want to help other people. So I really like this ecosystem building thing, and it became my thingy. But as a young entrepreneur, I can't give anything but manual labor, basically. So that's why I was the event manager and the organizer of this event, and I can say that it was because of you guys. So I think if you feel like you already made something, then maybe it's this generation, like my generation, who entered this scene, that we are feel welcomed, and we feel that you are helping us, and that's why we want to help each other and help the generation after us. So I think it's a very, very, very good and nice end to this whole conversation and to this whole event. And I think it's a very good takeaway, like, help each other. So thank you for being here with me and with us, and for all of you who survived until this time. Yes, we also have to give you a round of applause. And now Kata will have some words to say to end this event, but we came to an end, so thank you.
Let me just take one more second with the microphone, and in the name of, I think, all the speakers on this stage and all the speakers before, let me thank you, and let us thank you, Camilla, and your team for the wonderful job that you did. This is really amazing, so let's give her a big round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.